Hey everyone, quick one, I'm not going to be long. The Milnerton High School incident needs to be addressed. Something needs to be done, and more than anything else, there needs to be a lesson taught to all the other schools, the bullies, because this thing is happening. It's just that it's not documented or it's not recording. It's happening everywhere, every day, and we need to up the grip of especially for children, because that's where the ruin starts early. It starts early, and it's going to affect their future, both the bullies and the ones being bullied. So the Milnerton one, we must make sure that disciplinary is taken and is done. And I'm also going to call tomorrow and say and ask, so what's going on? Okay, let's take them.
Expelled, expelled, expelled. That's what they should be. They should all be expelled. They are 18 and over, and they can face the mighty law in South Africa and go on trial. You all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the grade 10 learner that was bullied at Milnerton High School. They must face the law. As police investigating and never made any arrests, they should be arrested with immediate effect. How must that guy feel? The video is circulating and everybody is seeing this on social media. We should be advocating to stop the bullying. So if you're a parent, you know where your child is only when he's at home or she is at home. But when he's out and about, you don't really know your child. When he's with other pupils, the bystanders are just as guilty. That's why I hate the term sometimes. Oh, I'm just a bystander, but I'm not doing anything. You are just as guilty. So parents, you must take action. Watch your children. And the other parents I'd like to speak to are those who will say, oh, my child is not a bully. Your child is a bully as well, just that you don't know. So sometimes we need to probe and find out where our children are at. They are the future leaders. We can't have them bullying innocent other students. Public, what do you think?
I just saw that video of that Milnerton High schoolboys. No, not even bullying. Assaulting, attacking. They were performing a criminal act. That what they did is a criminal act. How do you wake up and you just decide you are gonna hurt another human being like that? And not only to the boys that hit that poor boy, to the boys that was dancing, the boys that was coming to the screen making here, young Slimsy, whatever he said, to the fat boy that just stood there, to the boy filming, you are all guilty. And you all deserve to go to jail. All of you guys should be charged for what you did. And I hope you have that same energy when you are standing there in that court. I hope you have that same energy when you go to jail and you're in the cells. And I hope they moor your bums 10 times harder. And I hope you feel all that pain that you inflicted onto that boy. And you can see these boys are grown enough to know what is right and what is wrong. And the fact that they thought what they did was funny, was a joke, what was something coy, was something to show that, yeah, I'm the O. Nee, brother, no one is scared of you. And may God deal with you all. May God deal with you all. And I know they say in the Bible, you must forgive thy neighbor, but now is not that time to forgive thy neighbor. You must go to jail. Because the stuff you put, everything you put that boy through, the pain. Imagine how that boy is feeling today. He's not even safe going to school. And being expelled and suspended is not enough. And can we just stop calling it bullying? Because that's not bullying. That is straight out criminal. violent behavior, assaulting another person.
Yazi mntasekhaya uzungalinyusi kakhulu ithemba lakho. Iba ngathi uyalihlisa because bangabhala. Nasi. Bangabhala. Yabona uprincipal abaninzi abanaxesha layo yonke le into. In fact, iyababhora. Like bayazibuza uba inini due date. Because the only thing they care about is the results uzophela konyaka. Isikolo sakhe umntu masifumane 100%. As if phofu yena unesikolo. Ibe ngathi sinochuku xa sibakhumbuza into yobana awunasikolo wena. Isikolo sisikarhulumente. Awunasikolo wena. Unguprincipal ngoku kwesi sikolo, but isikolo ayisosakho, sesikarhulumente. The only thing abanexesha layo kuxa siflekwa isikolo kusithiwa so and so okuSpringbok wayifunda phaa, hayi ke bavuye. Naxa kuthiwa 100% pass rate for 5 consecutive years, hayi ke bonwabisile. Enye nenye, trust me, abanexesha layo. So anything engathi ne-negativity iyababhora. Ndisho babhod nangoku ngulo berekhoda laa nto into yobana ebeyirekhoda laa nto laa video uyipublishele ntoni. Babhod yiloo nto into yobana eyi ingasibe yakhe arekhode, yabona ezi fowuni, yabona uzofika bekhalaza into yobana this technology imosha izinto, because ezi zinto bafuna zenze gqiba baziswiphe under carpet. Hence ndisithi ebazalini, qhubekani nina nezi charges because isikolo singanifeyila, u-education anganifeyila. Qhubekani nihlala apha emthethweni, nithi make sure uba niyabaxina abaphefumli.
I'm so annoyed. I just recorded a whole rant, but I forgot that I was playing music in the background. And so there'll probably be a copyright issue with that video. Anyway, nonetheless, I keep thinking about the Milnerton school assault video. Like, if you could watch that video to the end, I'm shocked. It was too gruesome. It was blatant assault. They're calling it bullying, but that was assault. And so my first thought was obviously like, Kanti, where are the teachers? Where are the principals? What the hell? Why is the school letting students down like this? And now my second thought is really just, perhaps we're asking the wrong question. You know, I think of an article, maybe it came out 2-3 years ago, where General Smuts High School was struggling so much with internal drug sales, where there was now even drug lords within the school, that they had to bring in taxi drivers from the taxi rank in town. If you know how General Smuts is set up, it's basically on the edge of Vereeniging CBD, to sort of mitigate the situation for them, because the principals and teachers were overwhelmed by the situation that was within the school. And so I'm like wondering, is there too much like aggression? Is there too much violence that is even overwhelming the teachers and the principals? Or is it just neglect on the teachers and principals side? Or is the student to teacher ratio too high? Genuinely asking, you're in the public sector within education, what's going on? You know, if you're a teacher, you're a principal, you're a parent, you're a student, what's going on? You know, as somebody who really is out of touch of the schooling system, you know, I don't want to be removed from the situation that's on the ground. How did this happen? How are we getting?
We initially put out the post and he put me in contact with the mother, and we had a brief conversation yesterday morning because she was still at school, and but she was clear she didn't want to speak to the media. And last night we were literally awake for the whole night. The boy and the mother is not doing good. They are really not doing good. The saddest part of it all is, what nobody knew is, at that point when that child was so viciously and brutally attacked, that child is battling cancer. And as a mother, I can understand how that mother feels. I can have sympathy. That mother is falling apart, because if you see that video and if you see how he begged him to stop, you are here dealing with an already sick child that is battling such a severe disease or illness, and then some healthy boys. That's not even bully. That's assault with the intent to do grave bodily harm.
And obviously, Vanessa, sorry to cut you, the Department of Education is investigating, but you were saying that you are not happy as activists because you don't understand what is being investigated while the assault took place on camera or was recorded.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the normal thing. And you wouldn't believe how many, over the course of yesterday, right through the night, how many issues I had where parents message me of bullying. Department don't care about our children. This department, whatever bully program they have, it's not working, and we've said it some time. We've said it since the death of Denisha Van Vogel in Paul. Your program is not working because it's a ticker box. They are ticking boxes with the lives of our children, and that's why is that what is happening. We are tired of children trying to commit suicide because no one is doing anything about it. But reporting it to the district if the mother reports it, but absolutely nothing is happening, and that's why we've seen that was like a mob of gangsters literally assaulting their child yesterday. And
What are you calling for as activists, as we do know that this afternoon there is a planned protest outside the school?
I spoke to the mother this morning. SAPS is meeting with him this morning. We as activists in education, we must also be cautious what we are asking for. This is criminal, so we need to ask SAPS to act immediately with arrest. The evidence is there. It's clear for everyone to see. However, we must caution parents and the community. Remember, there's other innocent children that's writing their crucial exams, and we don't want to disrupt these exams because it's a very important exam. So we must be cautious of how we deal with things. We must call on the law authorities to deal with these criminals as they would deal with any other criminals, because that's what it is.
Guys, honestly, what is this Milnerton thing? Boys assaulting a boy named Katlego. These boys were gonna have great careers as rugby players. One got South African colours. They really, honestly, my opinion is suspension isn't gonna work. That is something where they need to learn the lesson, and it's a straight expulsion. That's just me. But I love how every South African right now is coming together to support Katlego. And those boys, I really think it should become to an expulsion. So Milnerton High School, listen to the South Africans, please, and support Katlego. Guys, honestly, what is this Milnerton thing? Boys assaulting a boy named Katlego. These boys were gonna have great careers as rugby players. One got South African colours. They really, honestly, my opinion is suspension isn't gonna work. That is something where they need to learn the lesson, and it's a straight expulsion. That's just me. But I love how every South African right now is coming together to support Katlego. And those boys, I really think it should become to an expulsion. So Milnerton High School, listen to the South Africans, please, and support Katlego.
Remember I posted about Milnerton earlier on, right? And I also posted about this lady, Uguti. She was hit with a belt buckle, and the school silenced them. Baba didn't metric dance. They threatened them with a lot of things, and assembly they told them to keep quiet. Guess what, guys? They're doing it again, and all of this is alleged. I got an anonymous DM, right, which says, I'm an MHS student. Please check my account. The school is trying to silence us as learners to save flippin' face. They are trying to paint Katlego as a bully, but that's not the case. The teachers, principals, and parents have threatened people to stay quiet. Here's an example. The Truth of Milnerton incident says he did not have cancer at the time. He was in remission, and this is the real footage of him bullying an innocent boy who tried making the best of his school life. This one says, Katlego isn't innocent. He bullied a boy on the first team to the point where he tried to unalive himself. This is not okay. So the school is doing what the other people said they do. They're trying to cover it up. They are trying to flip and cover it up. A boy was assaulted on school premises, and they're trying to cover it up. I hope the parents of those kids get what's coming for them for trying to silence everyone. I hope the teachers and the principal get what's coming for them for trying to silence the students and the learners. What type of cult is that? Why are they so flippin' evil? So this video is just to let you know that they are trying to clean up Amanyala up. They're trying to cover this whole thing up,
and don't fall for it. But he didn't have cancer at the time. Yeah, but guys, don't fall for that propaganda they're trying to push out there. You go to Katlego was the bully or whatever, because students are coming to me and telling me that they are silencing them. And if you guys have any more anonymous tips or whatnot, send them to me and WhatsApp me, and I'll just push them out there on the internet.
Scenes of chaos have been unfolding at Milnerton High School in Cape Town since the beginning of the week after that video went viral of the 16-year-old being assaulted by a log, a belt, a stick. I'm not too sure what the various objects were, but all I know is that it was disturbing to watch. Now, since that has gone viral, the Department of Education has become involved. They have suspended 8 of those students who were allegedly involved in the bullying and the assault. And what has now happened is that a total of 9 students have come forward saying that they were bullied and they were left with bruises, one of them even being a cancer survivor who completed chemotherapy. Now, parents have been picketing outside the school demanding a change towards the bullying culture that is allegedly occurring at the school. Now, another thing that we need to talk about is that when these children reported the assault to school authorities, they were further re-victimized, they were further mocked, they were called derogatory names. I won't mention the names that they were called. And this just shows you that perhaps there is a deeper culture of bullying going on, especially when victims are re-traumatized for reporting their bullying. And the alleged perpetrator, one of them, has made a public apology on his Instagram, which he has since made private. And there are claims that these alleged perpetrators belong to the first team rugby team, and that some of them have even played at a national and provincial level. This is some scary stuff.
Milnerton High se mense dan om 'n skof, joh. Nou moet ek nou hoor, sy's 'n P, sy's die, sy weet nie hele storie nie. There's 2 sides to a story. Daai lady wat hulle geboelie het ook ander kinders geboelie. Weet jy wat? Vat jou 2 sides of a story, né? Dan sit sy al 2 sides of the story in die tronken, of jy speel al 2 sides of the story. Ek worry nie wat haar aangaan nie. Wat 'n story is reg en wat is verkeerd nie. As al 2 verkeerd is, dan sit sy vir al 2 uit die skool. As julle sê hy het iemand geboelie, fok vir hom ook uit die skool. Julle sê dat die leitie so koppe in. Ja, as julle sien iemand word geboelie, dan moet ek inzam en die boelie in sy moer inskop. Hy sê hoe het weekie. As jy voel die authorities van die skool kyk agter jou kinders, hy is tussen jou en die government en die education department. Sy vat nie 'n belt of 'n stok en moer iemand nie, as punishment nie. 'n Beetjie so nie. As jy voel hy so liewe is, hy is jou opinie op liewe. Wat in my daaglikse lewe, as iemand verkeerd is, dan moet hulle die konsekwensies face. As die leitie wat hulle gemoor het ook verkeerd is, dan moet hy ook die konsekwensies face. En dis wat hulle moet verstaan, niemand kan vir op vir leitie nie. Ons kan vir op vir die feit dat wat hulle doen is verkeerd en die mense wat hulle dan doen is verkeerd. Is 'n universal problem, is nie net hy probleem nie. Julle wil met bullies deel, but nou deel ons met die bullies, nou moet ons hoor van 2 sides to a story. Dan sit ze al 2 sides in the story, en die een sel, laat hulle eie fucking ding uitsoot. Die bullying moet stop, en nou opcover vir leities, asseblief man, en moenie weer van my fucking inbox sien. Fucking slaap op uit dit man.